What you're about to listen to is a Bry-Fy production. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Bry-Fy podcast. I'm your host, Bry-Fy, your comics guy, and we're back from kind of like a 2-week hiatus, I guess. Last week was my birthday week. Well, it was my birthday last week, and I kind of celebrated it for the whole week in a way, because that's just how we do things in the Bry-Fy household, and I'm selfish. No, so yeah, I kind of took some time off, but hey, we're back and ready for October. It is October 2nd, and I'm excited to get into it. It's spooky season, so I'm excited to start telling some more Texas ghost stories, because that's my favorite thing to do this time of year, is to share in those, and hopefully you guys enjoy that part of the podcast, because I sure as shit enjoyed talking about it. Really what I've been up to, though, is trying not to get addicted to Pokemon cards again. So, like, I think I talked a little bit about it last episode. I can't remember if I did or not, but it all started with a friend from work who was trying to find a gift for a niece or a nephew, a child relative, and we got onto the topic of Pokemon cards, and it kind of got me, kind of like putting a toe into the water, kind of testing it out, and eventually one day I bought a Scarlet and Violet base set Elite Trainer box, and they're cool. They come with like a pamphlet with all the different cards, come with 9 booster packs and like some dice and some other fun little stuff. And so I kind of like got me into it. I pulled some cool cards from there, so it got me all excited and shit. So I was really happy. And then I found out that they were releasing, along with the Scarlet Violet set, an expansion called the Pokemon 151. And what that was is all the first generation 151 Pokemon. So, the guys that I grew up with, the Pokemon that I fought and battled with the trading card game. And so that was really, if Pokemon was looking for a way to get nostalgia and people back into Pokemon trading cards, the Pokemon 151 expansion was the way to do it. And it came at such a beautiful time for me. Everything just lined up perfectly, and like the perfect storm of get Brian back addicted to Pokemon cards, because just getting my feet wet with like how to see how the new cards worked and new abilities and things. And then I found the Pokemon trading card game mobile app, and so like you can play Pokemon, which like I've been dying to do. Like I was big into Magic the Gathering, I was big into Pokemon, so finding like I've downloaded the Magic the Gathering app, but the Pokemon trading card app, finding that as well, and learning that with these boosters come little QR codes, so you get digital booster packs for the mobile game. So it's like I'm collecting on 2 fronts now, and it's just so exciting. And like it all was kind of like, it kind of scared me at a point. My son and I, we went, maybe last Friday, he wanted to go to Walmart, and I was like, sure, we'll go. And I kind of already had it in the back of my mind. I was like, I wonder if, because these Pokemon 151 packs are like damn near impossible to find because everybody wants them. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll get lucky and they just stocked them. I don't know. Or maybe like I can ask the guy when he stocks or something. So me and my son went, and of course they weren't there. I remember they might have some in the back area, in the toys area, and they had some Elite Trainer boxes, but none of the 151 stuff. So I was kind of disappointed. So me and my son were still just walking around Walmart. He likes to find toys and kind of play with them in the basket, like while they're still in the box. It's like window shopping. And my son, he understands it. Like, we don't always buy toys and stuff, but he still has fun with it. And Dad will just, walk around the store and look at RGB lights and electronics, because I have another sick addiction I can't get rid of. But as we were walking around, we saw the card guy, and he had like 4 cases, big brown box cases. And so I was like, oh, let's see what's happening, RJ. Like, let's see if he's going to have my cards. And so like basically like some crazed predator. I was stalking this dude and just kind of like, wonder what you got in the box. And I didn't want to just like go up to the box and be like, hey, so you got what I'm looking for in there? So like a creep, I just stayed in the background and just slowly watched this dude stalk all the cards. And finally he starts pulling out Pokemon 151 shit, and I'm excited as fuck now. And like, I feel so bad for my son because he had to wait probably over an hour for this dude to finish his job. And so I made my poor son wait playing with it. Like, I'm pretty sure by like 40 minutes in, my son, like, bless his heart, he did a phenomenal job of just hanging in there. By like 45 minutes in, he was like, I want to go home, Dad. And I was like, no, bud, come on, just like a little bit longer. Look, you can play with my phone. You can do whatever you want with my phone. Just like hang on, because this is the one thing I've been waiting for, son. And I know you're sick and tired of Walmart, which is crazy in my opinion, but like, please. And so my son did tough it out enough. I mean, he complained a little bit, but he toughed it out. Finally, the guy let me into the aisle because he blocks it off like some kind of crazed like defender of cards. I don't know what the fuck. And so eventually I got to go in the aisle. There they had tons of Elite Trainer boxes of the 151. There was like 10 of them. But I had looked it up, and it was more financially, like, I got more cards for my buck if I did the small 6 booster pack box. So there's a small box with 6 booster packs in it for like $28 versus a Elite Trainer box, which only had 9 booster packs, but was like $55. So I could get way more booster cards, like booster packs and cards, if I go with the small boxes, which is what I ended up doing. The dude like stocked maybe 5 of them, like 5, yeah, I think like 5 or 6. And I ended up taking 4 of them. I was going to take them all, but I was like, no, is that like a real asshole-ish thing to do? And I didn't want to be that guy. So I ended up not taking them all. I left 1 box and took the rest home with me of the small ones, not the Elite. I'm not paying $50 for 9 booster packs. Fuck that. I don't care if you get a cool little pamphlet and some dice. Like that doesn't appeal to me. I mean, I guess you get like a promo card with it too. So that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll end up buying one. I don't know. But even before all this happened, I didn't think, like, when me and my son were first walking around, I didn't think I was going to get these cards. So I already pre-ordered online the Pokemon 151 Ultimate Player Collection. So that's going to be coming in the mail, and that was $119. But it comes with, like, 18 booster packs. So to me, it was a little bit more justified. And it comes with, like, a playing mat and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I was like, okay, I think I can justify this a little bit more than just the small Elite Trainer box, and that's what I'm gonna live with. And then I thought, like, after I found the little booster packs, I thought to myself, well, maybe I should cancel the Ultimate Collection and be just be happy with what I got. But it's already gone. Like, so yeah, I'm just not gonna worry about it. And then I'll just call that it. Like, that will be my final Pokemon card purchase for now. And we'll just, maybe for the end of the year, I don't know. It depends on what cards I pull. Because, like, there's nothing like pulling that rare, like, secret art or, like, secret rare holo or full art card. And 1, just getting to see such a beautiful card. But 2, then you, like, and see, as an adult, this is where I fuck up, is I look at the value and like what it's been selling for, and like if it's graded or ungraded. And then like I'm looking at these cards where I'm like, wow, I pulled this Blastoise, and it looks like if I get it graded, it's like these are the cards, like the 3 cards that I pulled that I'm most excited about: a Blastoise EX full art, a full art Ninetales holo, and I think it was a Ninetales EX. And then a Pikachu full art, like, secret, I can't remember. I think it was like a double gold star. I can't remember what. But when I looked up their prices, as graded as perfect score, it was like total between the 3 cards, I think it was like $320, almost $350 if I get them all graded. And I was just like, oh my God, this is amazing. And so, like, yeah, I'm lost now. You know, I'm chasing this thing. And what's funny is I hated speculators and stuff like that in the comic books industry, because they would go and buy all these like comics up and shit and not save any for people. And then here I am buying 4 of these fucking booster boxes and only leaving 1 for like the rest of my small town to fight over. So yeah, kind of a dick. But then like I went in the next day with my wife because we were getting Halloween decorations, because by this point it was the last day of September, about to be October 1st. And we walk in, and I just wanted to swing by to see, and like all of the Elite Trainer boxes were gone. So like within me getting the cards like at 5 in the afternoon till 24 hours later, people came in and bought all of the Elite Trainer boxes for those Pokemon cards. So I don't feel too bad, man, because they went fast. And so I'm glad I got mine, and I pre-ordered some other stuff that's going to be sent directly to the house. So I'm excited, and I'll have fun with that. Anyway, so that's kind of what I've been up to since we last talked. This episode, though, I'll try not to take too much of your time. We'll go quickly through the nifty nerd news, and then we'll talk about a Texas ghost story that I've been saving for this year. All right, guys, welcome back to the Nifty Nerd News portion of the Bry-Fy podcast. Up first, I'm excited to announce, because I'm a video game nerd, but Division 3 is now in development. I was huge into the Division 1 and Division 2 games. You've probably heard me talk about it, or if you go to twitch.tv/the Bry-Fy, you've seen me play it before on the Twitch stream. I haven't played it in a while, actually. I've been just finding new things to do. But with the announcements of a new Division 3, it means new story and stuff, and I've really enjoyed it. I've really liked this Tom Clancy game. Not that I don't like other Tom Clancy games. It's just this one has been, like, really entertaining for me, and I've really enjoyed, like, the looter-shooter aspect of it. Well, it's like a third-person looter-shooter and RPG type way. It's like, I always tell people, it's like Diablo with guns. And so I've really enjoyed the game and had a lot of fun with it. And so I'm excited that Division 3 got announced, and I'm almost shocked because it seems like Ubisoft hasn't been announcing a lot of things and redoing a lot of things. So, like, other than Assassin's Creed, it seems like that's the only thing they do nowadays. But, so, Division 3 gets me excited, means they believe in it, and gets, like, I'm so hyped. Other Nifty Nerd News, we talked about the Pokemon 151. That was something I wanted to bring up with Nifty Nerd News, but I ended up just talking about it in the intro. But I got to tell you, man, I love these cards. They're so much fun, so much nostalgia. What's been great about them is my son exclusively only watches, like, the Season 1 Pokemon anime, like the original Indigo League stuff. And he loves it. He loves watching it. We watch it on repeat. So getting to see these Pokemon, and he knows all their names. He knows some of the newer ones too, because he'll watch me play the video games and stuff. But he loves the Gen 1 stuff. So I remember when I opened like one of the first booster packs with the 151, I took it to my son. I was like, hey, look at this card and look at this. And he's like, oh, that's Oddish, that's Magikarp, that's Hitmonchan. Like, he's naming them all. He didn't really want to touch them or hold them, which I'm trying to get him like, hey, it's okay to hold these cards, just not the shiny ones with money. But so, and like, my next step in the next part of our Nifty Nerd News, and it along with Pokemon 2, is I want to try to get him to play Pokemon. I want him to try to get excited about the cards and want to maybe play the game. And that's going to be kind of fun to do now, because the Pokemon Company just released, maybe yesterday, I think it was October 1st was when they first released these. It's My First Pokemon Battle, and it's actually it's a $10 box set, comes with 2 mini decks, I think 17 cards each, has energy cards, play mats, dice, coins, and an instruction booklet. And it's to help like people who want to get into Pokemon card and learn how to play the game. And it's a very basic way to play the game, where if you've played Pokemon before, you know, hey, energy cards, you got to put them on a Pokemon to power up their moves and stuff. Where the My First Battle game works, they used shared energy cards. So all your energy cards go to the middle of the field, and all their Pokemon will just share that. And when they get knocked out, the energy cards stay there for the next Pokemon to come into the active spot. So it's a little bit different way to play than like what you might be used to if you played when younger or older, if you played long time ago. But I think it's a great way to get kids into it, people who maybe don't really play these type of card games, to kind of learn the basics and kind of like get a good understanding of it before they go all into the game. So I'm excited about that, and I think that's really cool. Another bit of nifty nerd news, actually, we're keeping it Pokemon related too. So they decided, it was over in Europe, I believe, that the Pokemon company was doing a Van Gogh collaboration. So they were releasing like special, like, I don't know if it was cards or a whole bunch of other stuff, just like collectibles and memorabilia that was like Pokemon Van Gogh inspired pieces. But it sucks because basically the event was crashed by a whole bunch of collectors and speculators because all this stuff was being given out for free, and basically I guess the best way to put it is they fucking robbed them, basically. Like, they came and took all the shit because they're like, oh, we're going to put this all on the market. And, like, within the same day, all that shit was, like, showing up on, like, eBay and, like, selling sites and crap. So it kind of sucks because, you know, they put this shit on for the kids and for, like, people to go and have a good time and maybe get, like, a cool piece of art or, like, just a cool thing from that event to show that you were there. And then, like I said, with the comic books, same thing with this. Like, speculators show up and just, like, ruin it for everyone because they're just trying to make a quick buck and not really try to enjoy the game, enjoy the event. Like, they're just trying to make money off this shit, which really kind of sucks, you know? Like, enjoy it. Like, yeah, I'm collecting cards and I'm happy to get, like, really, like, valuable cards and rare cards, but I honestly don't think I'm going to sell them. I'm going to keep them until they become way more worth it. But, like, until, like, you know, maybe my son RJ will want them and, like, want to see them, because one of my biggest regrets is selling off my old Pokemon card collection. I could still have that now. One, I could have, like, that whatever couple $1,000 Charizard, because I had a first edition holographic Charizard, and I sold that a long time ago when I was much younger. I think it was like 18 or something, because I was moving in with my girlfriend and we needed furniture, and so there went all my card money. And now could have been worth a lot more thousands. What is this car doing? Sorry, I'm on a roundabout and this car just, like, straight up stopped on a roundabout. What the fuck? Anyway, good thing I was paying attention. So yeah, people going to the Van Gogh collaboration, they suck because they did sucky shit. Who else is doing sucky shit? Amazon Prime Video is doing sucky shit because now they're adding ads into, like, their, like, tiers, and not just like, oh, we're gonna add a free tier that has ads. No, it's a paid tier that they're adding ads into, and they're gonna force you to pay even more money now to get rid of these ads. Like, it's just ridiculous, man. Like, streaming services now are getting out of hand. It's enough where I've talked to my wife to seriously consider getting rid of some of this stuff, but she's like, no, I watched this show and I watched this show, and I was like, yeah, but you're gonna have to learn to live without it, because we used to live without these shows a long time ago, and it's time to get back to that lifestyle. And so, like, it's almost cheaper to go back to basic cable at this point. And so, yeah, kind of sucks ass. And the last bit of news, there was this article going around which kind of was making fun of this Walt Disney World guest, saying that they basically were suing Walt Disney World because they got a super wedgie from going down the slide, one of their water parks. I think it was at Disney World. And as it turns out, though, when we say super wedgie, we mean this person had to go to the hospital and get surgery because of said water and wedgie entering their body. It was a woman who was going down the slide. I guess the slide has, like, this weird dip at the ends. She ended up going airborne. Her legs came uncrossed because, you know, they tell you cross your ankles to kind of help protect you when you hit, like, the stopping water at the bottom of the slide. Well, knocked her legs loose, and so water went, and her bathing suit went all right up in her, and it was enough to cause, I'm guessing, like a hernia or something, but she had to go to the hospital, get transported to another hospital, and then have surgery there to fix the damages. And even then, I don't know if it was all good afterwards. Like that's insane. One, it's like, it reminds me of the time, like, we talk about the lady who burned herself by drinking hot coffee. Like, haha, yeah, you should have known it was hot coffee. But like, how hot was it really? And like the type of burn she really got. Like, this was like another one of those stories where people are like trying to blow it off. It's like, haha, you're silly, you got a wedgie and you're trying to sue Disney World. But then when you like look at the actual extent of the damages and how bad it really was, you're like, oh shit, like yeah, sue, because like maybe something's really not safe about that ride. I don't know, man, it's crazy, and just be careful. Like, that's why I don't do daredevil shit anymore. I stay in my lane. I stay in the little wave pool or like the little lazy river and just enjoy the day. Like, that's that's the way Bry-Fy does it, and just buy Pokemon cards. That's safe. I might get a paper cut, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Anyway, that's it for the Nifty Nerd News, guys. Thanks for sticking around. And up next, we're going to finish things up with a spooky story. All right, guys, it's time for the final portion of the Bry-Fy podcast. And this time, it's October, so we're going to be covering some spooky, Halloween-y, Texas history type stories. Something I love to cover all the time. And so here we are. This week, we are going to talk about the city of Galveston. And if you are from Texas, you probably already know where this is going. There happens to be a Walmart on the island of Galveston that is said to be the most haunted Walmart in all of the world. And there's been many reports of people hearing voices like after hours. Sometimes it seems like children laughing, toys turning on for no reason. Like, and you know how it is. Like, you've been in a Walmart toy store, you walk down an aisle and then you hear like one of the sensory toys or whatever just be like, hee 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 hee, we're friends, or like, whatever creepy shit they say when you're alone. And it's not cool, man. Like your kids are playing with it, it's fine, but when it's like just you by yourself, it gets creepy, dude. So like, there's been so many stories of this, like from the workers to people who shop there. That strange things sometimes happens, but mostly just harmless, man. Like, sometimes it seems like it's kind of just funny, like what happens there, and the toys that seem to get played with are the things that seem to get moved, stuff in the grocery department falling off of shelves. But one of the most eerie thing though that you hear is like the laughing or crying kids. Like, it seems like you hear kids, and not just like, a Walmart, you're gonna hear kids, but like, you can't figure out where these kids are coming from because they're hiding in the clothes racks. No, because they're ghosts, dude. And so this makes a little more sense when you find out that, one, the Walmart was only built in 1994. So the Walmart hadn't been there very long. So what was there before the Walmart? Well, the answer is it used to be an orphanage. The St. Mary Orphan Home used to be near the seawall there in Galveston. And in a tragic turn of events back in the Great Hurricane of 1900, September 8th, 1900, the nuns who had worked there and were taking care of the children, they needed to escape the orphanage. They're right on the seawall. They're next to the Gulf there, and they needed to get to higher ground. So the idea was, well, we don't want to lose any of the kids. They had anywhere up to at least 90 children at this orphanage. And so the great idea was to tie all the kids and the adults together so we wouldn't lose track of anyone. However, that ended up being their greatest downfall, getting trapped, and ended up all drowning and perishing, trapped within the orphanage, and the high winds and water and everything unfortunately took their lives. Supposedly, there's at least 3 boys that were able to untie themselves and escape somehow and survive the incident. I can't find their names anywhere, but that's like a couple of people have said there were survivors from the orphanage, and that they ended up escaping that way. But it's just really crazy, man. Like, to think, one, that they thought that was a good idea, but like, they're there, their bodies are trapped, or their spirits are trapped there, and then they built a Walmart on top of them. But at the same time, they're kids. Like, what kid didn't love hanging out in the toy section, right? And these are like kid spirits from the early, like actual 1900s. So like, imagine the cool toys that they've been able to see and play with throughout the years. And well, 1994, they were probably really bored for 94 years. And then things got really cool. But it's just crazy, man, because everyone seems to have had an experience there. My wife and I, we've shopped there before, like going down to the beach, and you forget sunscreen or anything. And like, I did know that it was haunted, like when we went for the first time. Like, I knew people had talked about it, and it's one of the more haunted places of Galveston Island. But like, being there, it did kind of feel a little weird. And I don't know if that was just because my mind was already in it. Like, okay, like, this place is haunted. Like, I could hear something or see something. And I never heard anything. I never saw anything. But I just had this feeling that, I mean, of course you're never alone in a Walmart, but like maybe something a little more supernatural was keeping an eye on us and seeing what we were going to get. It's just funny because there's like things you can go to TikTok and look up the Galveston Walmart, and there's many people posting like, hey, this is like what I've seen and stuff, and people have talked about it and tell their stories. It's interesting, but like I said, most of it seems to be just harmless fun, like, and nothing bad or scary or hurtful, So if you want a chance to safely maybe have a spiritual, ghostly encounter, why not check it out, man? Galveston's not that far from Houston if you live near the coast, so I know I might end up going back to see if I can capture the ghost children. No, I'm not going to capture them, but I don't know. Maybe they want to play Pokemon with me. We could get the Pokemon 151 and they could see how cool it is. Or, well, they've maybe never played before, ghost children from the 1900s. So I would get the My First Battle box and teach them how to play Pokemon. It could be fun, and see, it all comes full circle. Anyway, that's it, guys, for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed that little Texas history / ghost story. I know it was really quick and just quick and dirty, but that's how we like it here at the Bry-Fy podcast. Anyway, we will see you guys next week. Bry-Fy out.